Next thing he says is, now that I've looked this over, he said, we have to, and I have all of your numbers, he said, we have to do a digital examination. And I said, oh, good. Where's your computer? He says, no, this is a digital examination, as he's putting his glove on. I said, oh, okay. So we do the digital examination. Now, this digital examination was unlike any other digital examination I've had in my life, because for the first time in my life, the digital examination got all the wax out of my ears. Absolutely a thorough situation. So I said that to him. I said, I don't think there's any wax left. He said, well, that's good to hear. He said, but I got to tell you a couple of things. And I said, okay, what's that? He said, first of all, he said, I did feel what we would call an irregularity. And I said, okay, what does that mean? He said, well, he said, it should feel a certain way, and he said, it doesn't. He said, I think I feel a small lump, and he said, it's something that we need to check out. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we have to do a biopsy. And I go, that sounds like it's going to be exciting. And it certainly was exciting. And that happened about 2 weeks later on. We did the biopsy, and we did 12 biopsies. Some hospitals do up as many as 20 to 25, depending upon where you are. The other thing, some hospitals use Novocaine, others don't. And if any of you have to ever go for a biopsy, be sure that you know what your procedure is going to be. Some of that would surprise you quite a bit. So we did the biopsy, and then he calls me up and says, I have some bad news for you. And I said, what's the bad news? And he said, well, we have a score called the Gleason score that talks about how aggressive a cancer can be. And he said it goes from 1, actually from a 3 up to a 10. And he said, in this world, you don't want to be a 10. And he said, and good news is you're not a 10, you're a 9. Which is an extremely aggressive case of prostate cancer. He said, now what we need to do is to go a little bit further. And I said, well, what do we need to do? Well, within the next 30 days, I found myself down at Hartford Hospital, going through an MRI, going through bone scans to see if the prostate cancer or the cancer had spread or had it metastasized in my body. And after we went through all of that, he said, it looks like it's fully contained.